Next time you're out driving, take a look around and you'll probably notice that crossovers and SUVs pretty much dominate the road. It's actually likely that you yourself drive a crossover or an SUV. So it's no surprise that for 2020, Kia has come out with a new, larger crossover vehicle with the 2020 Kia Telluride. The 2020 Kia Telluride competes against vehicles such as the Honda Pilot as well as the Toyota Highlander. This is the largest Kia that has ever been made. So in this video, we're going to give you a rideXdrive first look at the all-new Kia Telluride. We would like to thank JT's Kia of Rock Hill, South Carolina for letting us borrow the Telluride and give a special shout out to sales consultant Billy Addison for helping us out. If you're in the market for a new car, certainly contact the folks at JT's Kia. Measuring 196.9 inches in overall length, the Telluride is longer than both the Highlander and the Pilot. It has a height of 68.9 inches, making it taller than the Highlander, but 1.7 inches shorter than the Pilot. The ones we have here are an LX, which is the base model trim with the optional all-wheel drive system, and an SX, which is the top-level trim without the optional all-wheel drive system. The new Kia Telluride is made specifically for the United States and is assembled in West Point, Georgia. The design is influenced by original legendary SUVs. It's big, bold, and boxy. Kia says the Telluride is meant to relay a go anywhere and do anything attitude. The hood is long and broad, and the wide grille is gray on LX models and metallic looking on upper level trims. The stacked headlamps accentuate the size and capability, and the setup with the rectangular LED looks similar to something you might find on a GMC. The rear lights also have a bold L-shaped design. The SX trim comes with 20-inch black alloy wheels, as well as full LED headlights and fog lights. Front air ducts help improve aerodynamics. Too many manufacturers are using fake air ducts, even on performance-oriented vehicles these days, so I applaud Kia for actually making these ducts functional, although I imagine the effect is minimal. Higher trimmed models get a single-sided exhaust to really enhance the bold look. I think I still would prefer dual exhaust, at least as an option on some trim levels. Overall, I really like the way the Telluride looks. I much prefer this type of styling with sharp, hefty lines on a vehicle that is trying to portray strength and stature. A lot of crossovers look like Camry station wagons on stilts, and that's no offense to Toyota. Either way, Kia did a great job designing the all-new Telluride, and it will certainly stand out in a parking lot full of its rivals. All models are powered by Kia's 3.8-liter V6. The engine makes 291 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. Those numbers are right in the middle of the segment, and power is fed through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Front-wheel drive is standard, and four-wheel drive is a $2,000 option on all trim levels. The system uses an electro-hydraulic coupling to engage the clutch plate. While we didn't take this vehicle off-roading, we did attend the launch of the Telluride and had a chance to do a short off-roading exhibition. Kia is certainly promoting the Telluride's off-roading capabilities, and we have no doubt that most owners will find that the Telluride can easily handle any terrain they encounter. There are 4 drive modes: Smart, Eco, Sport, and Comfort, and each mode changes the dynamics of the power and drivetrain as well as the steering input. All-wheel drive vehicles get 2 extra modes, Snow and All-Wheel Drive Lock, and depending on which mode is selected, the all-wheel drive system will deliver power accordingly. Eco and Comfort will send as much as 20 to 35% of the power to the rear wheels, while Sport, Smart, and Snow can send up to 50% to the rear wheels. All-wheel drive lock distributes power evenly to all wheels. Max towing is rated at 5,000 pounds, and optional towing package available on higher trims adds a tow hitch and self-leveling rear suspension. The Telluride has Kia's familiar key as well as keyless entry and push-button ignition. The interior definitely stands out. All of the materials in the front of the cabin feel top-notch. With plenty of leather, stitching, soft-touch plastics, aluminum, and wood-like materials, the Telluride in SX trim could easily be mistaken for something in the luxury crossover segment. There's an overwhelming number of driver assistance features, no joke, and they all have abbreviations. There's FCW, FCA, HBA, LDW, LKA, BCA-R, BVM, DAW, RCCA, SVM, HDA, LFA, and of course, SEA. Kia is completely rewriting the book when it comes to how many driver aids can be crammed into one vehicle. Kia's 10.25-inch touchscreen can be found on EX and SX models. This system offers customization for apps as well as cool features such as Driver Talk, which allows the driver's voice to be projected through the rear speakers to better communicate with passengers sitting in the second or third rows. Need to yell at your kids? Kia has you covered. There's also Quiet Mode, which is on the other end of the spectrum, and it allows for the sound system to be only played in the front at a very low volume. EX and SX models get second row sunshades. SX models also get dual sunroofs. The LX trim comes with an 8-inch display and a smaller gauge cluster display. The system still works well and most should find it adequate. The SX trim has second row captain's chairs, while the LX has a 3-passenger second row instead. There's also USB ports in the back of the first row seats for plugging in devices. Compared to Toyota and Honda, Kia leads in terms of legroom. At 5'9", I found plenty of room in the second row. Getting into the third row is simple and requires the push of a button. Once seated, I found there was enough room to be comfortable for shorter trips, and this is with all the seats being pushed back quite far. But the further back you move in the Telluride, the more you see where Kia has cut costs, as the materials are predominantly hard plastics. However, that's really no surprise in this segment, and Kia does still offer USB ports as well as plenty of cup holders for rear passengers. The third row can be folded using pull straps, while the second row has push button letdowns. When all the seats are down, the Kia Telluride has a total of 87 cubic inches of space, and compare that to the Pilot and Highlander, which both come in under 84 cubic inches. Like a lot of crossovers, the 2020 Telluride feels like you're driving a large car. The engine does a good enough job at pulling the 2-ton vehicle up to speed, and switching into sport mode makes the transmission snappier and the steering feel is firm with decent feedback. For Kia's first entry into the mid-size crossover segment, they have done a tremendous job. It's no wonder the Telluride is receiving incredible reviews and numerous awards. Thanks for watching, and remember to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon.